everyone. Can you believe we're here in person? Woo! So thank you all for being here so very much. Normally, this groundbreaking, we'd have a couple hundred people here. Can't do that, but I so appreciate you guys coming out. It's just lovely to do something in person and not on a screen. So thanks for being here. So there's so many people to thank for us being here today. We would not be here without the city of Walnut Creek, the partnership, the leadership from the council, city manager, and the entire staff. I just want to stop and give kudos to the partnership. Building affordable housing anywhere in the Bay Area is a monumental task under the best of circumstances. This has not been the best of circumstances, but I just am so impressed with the team at the city and their steadfast stewardship and commitment to this development here. It's going to be lovely, and I cannot wait for us to actually start going up and working with our families. And I hope y'all come back and help us actually build these areas. But it really means so much for us to be able to celebrate this milestone, because it's been a while. We've been working on this a while. And there's so many other partners. We're going to talk to Kaiser in a little bit and others, and I'm so excited. But first, I was just talking to our board chair earlier this morning. He said, do you realize in my entire 2-year tenure, this is the first time I'm doing anything in person? And we had a good giggle about that, but he's here. So we are so blessed to have an amazing chair of our board of directors. All of our board members are amazing. But Jonas Moe is just one of those rock stars that you gotta give credit for. Jonas is the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Market Strategy at ICE Mortgage Solutions, Technology. And, but more important to us at Habitat, he's been a longtime supporter and an advocate and a leader of Habitat. And whether it's hundreds of hours of hands-on construction or a stewardship of employee volunteerism at ICE, and all of the giving that his corporation has done. He's just been an amazing leader for Habitat. So without ado, please help me welcome the first time in an in-person meeting during his tenure, Jonas Moe.
So I can't put you guys on mute or hide my face on Zoom. Welcome. This is an important moment for all of us to think about having a groundbreaking at Esperanza Place. It's something I've been looking forward to. It's something that's meaningful to me. And I love the fact what Janice said, that the skies opened up. We have blue skies today. We have a beautiful setting, and we have something to celebrate, which is so very meaningful. I was talking to my daughters about coming here today, and I was telling Ben earlier, 2 of my daughters are bilingual and speak Spanish. And I was saying, I'm going to go to Esperanza Place because we're doing this amazing thing. We're having this groundbreaking where 42 families are going to have the opportunity of home ownership. And they said, well, you're going to Hope Place? I was like, no, I'm going to Esperanza Place. Thought I was clear. And they said, no, Esperanza, that's hope. And I think given where we are in life and given the challenges that we've had over the past 18 months, to think about this place and the opportunity that we're giving 42 families, giving them that hope of home ownership, that is so meaningful. It's meaningful to me. And you'll forgive me, this is my first time out of the office in the wild. It really is meaningful for me. I believe in what we do from a mission perspective. I believe in Habitat and all the opportunities that it opens up for folks. But the last 18 months, if we think about what home really means, home isn't just the place where we lay our heads every night. Home isn't just the place where we host the occasional birthday party. Home has become our classroom. It's become our workplace. It's become our gym, our place of worship, It's become our fancy restaurant and our quiet place. Although with 3 young daughters, never really realizes that realization. Home means everything. And so the fact that we could be here today, setting the foundation for 42 families to realize that dream of home ownership, that's very powerful to me. And it should be very powerful to all of us. The 42 families that we're going to welcome to this location, which is just a dirt field right now, but it's going to become something beautiful. Those 42 families have, for the most part, been priced out of Bay Area real estate. So as we look forward into what this can become, we think about that opportunity of establishing a safe, secure place where they could build wealth and family and have the security of a roof over their head. Hopefully we don't have another 18 months like we had. Hopefully we see blue skies, green fields going forward. But we should all know what a house means, what home means. It's much more than we thought maybe a couple years ago. That's why I'm excited to be here today. But there's other merits to this site. As you can see, the BART line running behind us. We've got the Iron Horse Trail. We've got access to 17 bus lines in the area. Access to transportation. Access to opportunity. Access to great schools. Access to a community. Being part of a community. This place, Esperanza Place, is also a really meaningful place in terms of having a net zero energy footprint. This site will generate more energy than it takes. So it'll generate more energy for the community than it takes. That's pretty powerful as we look in the grand scheme of things. We're going to provide 42 homes that are sustainable, access to transportation, access to opportunity. It'll be a great part of this community. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the coming years as we build up this site and provide those opportunities to these very worthy families. There's so many parts that made this a reality. Janice mentioned earlier, there's dedicated staff that have been planning this site for a number of years. There's the community, the city of Walnut Creek. There's volunteers. All of you have made this a reality. You're part of this journey that we're on right now, that we're starting. So we want to welcome and thank Council Member Cindy Darling. Thanks, Cindy. Appreciate you being here. City Manager Dan Butsky. Butsky, sorry. Margot Ernst. Margot? Yay, Margot! Walnut Creek Community and Economic Development, thank you so much for being here. I've got fellow board members here. Vince Salinas, Brian O'Shea, Chris Boyd, Larry Briggs. I welcome them there. We all believe whole heart in what we do from a habitat perspective, what we're doing here. I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here. I want to be here as we move forward. Today, we look at a blank slate. Tomorrow, we'll be building the foundation for a bright future. And I want to swing a hammer. I want to use my limited carpentry skills to hang sheetrock. So thank you all. Welcome, and I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jonas. Your first one. We're going to have more to come, more in-person events, I promise. Well, ditto to everything Jonas just said. It's just such a privilege to be here. And I also want to welcome up somebody who's at the helm of this amazing city with all the amenities that Jonas just highlighted that will be available to our 42 families. And his partnership, along with his whole team at the city, is, as I said earlier, unparalleled. Mayor Kevin Wilk's leadership, his dedication to this development has been crucial to getting us to this moment, because without that leadership, we would not be here. So along with the city council and the city staff, Mayor Wilk has demonstrated Walnut Creek's commitment to affordable housing that ensures a diverse and vibrant and thriving community in Walnut Creek. And for that, we are very grateful. Please welcome Mayor Kevin Wilk.
Thank you, Janice. I was actually telling a few people that when I moved back to Walnut Creek after originally going to high school and moving away for a number of years, I lived in a building right there. And if I have my BART schedule down, I'm good for about 10 minutes right now. So, and appreciate the accolades from the city. The city council gets a lot of credit for things that come to our desk and during the council, and we'll be able to then vote on them, and we'll make different suggestions or modifications. But the truth is, this doesn't happen without the city leadership that comes from city management, executive teams, and right down the line. So to Dan Buckshire, thank you very much. Margot Ernst, those of you that have worked with Margot, as our housing manager, this doesn't happen without Margot. Margot is that instrumental to the city. And so thank you personally as well. Former Employee of the Year of Walnut Creek, by the way, probably no surprise to many of you. And again, Cindy Darling, my colleague on the city council as well, thank you for being here. So we're so pleased to have this development come at such a needed time in the housing crisis throughout not just the Bay Area, but throughout the state. And I'll tell a little bit about the specifics of what brings Walnut Creek to this table as well, because the truth is that when we have affordable housing developments that happen, we don't hear criticism from the community. Everybody knows that we need it. And so we're so pleased to be working with the Habitat for Humanity on Esperanza Place, and it's our second affordable ownership project near a major transit station. And that's just so key because people then don't have to get in their car and add to the overall congestion. It's so great to hear from Jonas that this is a sustainable project. That one of our priorities on the council and one of my personal priorities just in life is to make sure that we're combating climate change. And this project's doing that too. In the past decade, Walnut Creek's experienced unprecedented housing price increases alongside much of the rest of the Bay Area, to the extent that our own kids can't even afford to live here now. And this is causing great concern for the city's lower income residents who may face displacement, and the city's low and moderate income residents who are unable to afford market rate housing. But through proactive housing policies, we've been fortunate to be able to continue to support the development of affordable housing in the midst of the current housing crisis. This project will provide this much needed affordable home ownership opportunities to this segment of demographics, residents, and the workforce. And it provides access to transit, to amenities, just a block or two away right up here, and employment opportunities for the residents while reducing those transportation costs. This collaboration is a great model because the city, the county, and Habitat staff worked to combine public resources, including land, which was previously owned here by the County Redevelopment Agency, city housing funds, and we have a dedicated fund for just these kinds of projects, and federal home funds through the county, and Habitat's sweat equity model and successful volunteer program. When completed, as we heard, this will have 42 affordable homes with landscaping and sidewalks for a range of household sizes that'll provide the residents with access to BART, as we've seen, and within walking distance to all of these amenities that are near the transit center. And moving forward, we're committed more than ever to proactively creating and preserving a range of housing opportunities serving an economically diverse community. And so we're so grateful for our partners such as Habitat for Humanity, who are committed to the development of affordable housing and meeting the needs of our low and moderate income residents. Thank you, thank all of you. This is a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Wilk. You know, we've been mentioning the zero net energy that this development will become when we start, but I also think it's important to look back at the legacy of Habitat. We have built green. I always say we've been building green since green was just a color, and back in 2005, when we were really taking a green building program seriously, we were criticized for that. You don't do affordable housing with the sustainable model. And We're like, well, we do. And we've been doing it ever since and getting more and more sophisticated each time with solar energy and everything else that we're doing. And it's not just it's not just one thing. It's the design of the homes. It's the materials that we use. I am no construction expert, but we have construction experts here who can tell you exactly how we frame everything and how everything is more energy efficient. At the end of the day, we want our homeowners to not be spending money on utility bills and things like that. We want them to be putting their extra cash that they will have with safe, affordable housing into the education of their children or themselves. And what we find longitudinally looking at our homeowners who have been in their homes for years, that's exactly what happens. We don't want kids growing up in Habitat homes who then qualify for a Habitat home as adults. And we don't see that. That is very rare. The cycle is broken. They move on, they're educated, and the cycle stops. In fact, we see a lot of moms and dads that go back and get an education. All that is because we choose to build sustainably and have a soft footprint on the earth as much as we can. And we take that very seriously. It's in our DNA. And it's nice that, the rest of the building industry caught up with us. So anyway, want to move on. Thank you, Mayor Wilk. I just cannot shout from the rooftop. Everybody on your team, amazing. So now I am happy to introduce one of my favorite people, Barbara Frick. Bob and Barbara Frick are amazing. Oh gosh, you can't just call them volunteers, advocates, donors, leaders, governance leaders. They do it all. And Bob and Barbara first got interested in Habitat through a dare of all things, and I think that's even better. At 70 years old, a student of Bob Frick's challenged, this is at St. Mary's College, challenged him and dared him to cycle 500 miles to support Habitat. And Bob being Bob, if you know Bob, talk about overachiever. If you look that up in the dictionary, you see Bob Frick next to overachiever. And he said, not only will I accept that challenge, but why stop at 500 miles? So Bob and Barbara drove the SAG car, the sport vehicle. They went across the country for that ride and raised awareness of Habitat, and they also raised more than $600,000. That is an amazing feat. And nobody had done that with us before. So inspired by all of this and their leadership, Habitat now hosts, many years later, an annual cycling event called Cycle of Hope. And that engages hundreds of riders from all over the Bay Area to support our mission and advocate for affordable housing. In fact, it's coming up real soon in October. If you would like to get involved, and we're doing this either the live event or you can do it virtually. There's all kinds of ways to do this. You can go on our website, habitateBSV.org, or you can go to habitatcycleofhope.org and sign up. It's a lot of fun. And the money raised all goes in directly into building homes alongside our families. So as supporters of Habitat and residents of Central Contra Costa County, Bob and Barbara wanted to make a deep investment in Esperanza Place right here. And so far, they have donated $250,000 just to Esperanza. So for that, you guys are amazing. So I think the other thing of note, Barbara was also very instrumental in naming this development because she wanted to highlight Habitat's mission of hope. And as we all heard, that's what Esperanza means. So please help me welcome, and Bob could not be here this morning, but please help me welcome Barbara Frick.
Bob and I are delighted to support this particular project. We've been working with Habitat for a long time, and there was a time that I could swing a hammer or do other kind, climb a ladder, but I can no longer do that. So instead, I do what I can with what I have to advance the cause. You do what you can, where you are, with whatever resources you have. So if you're young and healthy, you swing a hammer. If you're with a cane, you just donate funds and encouragement. And I would like to encourage you all. I've met two of the families that are going to be building, and I'll be happy to come out here with them and support them. This is a marvelous project, and I'm so glad to be part of it.
Thanks so much, Barbara. And please give our love and our support to Bob as well. You two are an amazing, amazing team. And we couldn't do what we do without you. So thank you, Barbara. All right. I also want to talk about and brag on another amazing partner that we have, and that is the Dean and Margaret Lesher Foundation. Their mission, the foundation's mission, is to enhance the quality of life in Contra Costa County through charitable support of education, arts, culture, and children and families. And they have been another amazing partner to Habitat over the years. And we have worked on so many different developments in this county together. Since 1999, the foundation has contributed $1.7 million to Habitat's work in Contra Costa County. That's simply amazing. And as part of that, $500,000 is going right here into Esperanza Place. And so their commitment is tremendous. And I really want to give some time for their new executive director of the Dean and Margaret Lesher Foundation, Devorah Levine, to come up and share a few words. So Devorah?
Hi, everyone. It's really such an honor to be here, both as a new executive director to the Dean and Margaret Lesher Foundation and to just be filled with inspiration and hope by this incredible milestone. You know, the Lesher Foundation definitely believes in Habitat's belief in hope and opportunity. So I think it's certainly been a privilege for the foundation to support a project like this and for our long partnership for many, many years, which is quite incredible and an honor. And you know, I wanted to share, as I was thinking about today, a few things that I find really inspiring. And I've already been so inspired by folks who have already said a few words. The first, as has been said, is that this site will help address the massive shortage of affordable housing for working families in Contra Costa County. And I just want to underscore how critical, crucial, and inspiring that is. Second, which has already been mentioned also, this partnership is quite incredible. That Habitat brings together folks to make this day possible with the City of Walnut Creek, families, volunteers, the community. That is also incredibly inspiring to me, and I know that just doesn't happen. And the third thing, which I know Jonas already touched on, I want to just mention, is the fact that I am so inspired about how building housing provides more than needed shelter. It provides a home. And many years ago, I worked in an emergency shelter for women and children who were experiencing abuse. And, you know, it was both inspiring and distressing to support families who were trying to find safe, affordable housing to rebuild their lives. You know, it was through that experience that I truly came to understand that a house is so much more than just shelter and a source of stability. It can be a place for rest. It can be a place for protection. It can be a place for belonging. And that is also what you've made possible today through this project, which I also find incredibly inspiring. So thank you to Habitat for Humanity, to the City of Walnut Creek, to the neighbors and the community and families who've made this day possible. It's really an honor for the Lesher Foundation to be able to be a part of this amazing work. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Devorah. And again, thanking the entire board of the foundation for the partnership. We truly value it. Today, we're also joined by Chris Boyd, who's the Senior Vice President and Area Manager for the Diablos Service Area of Kaiser Permanente. And Chris is also a brand new board member of Habitat's Board of Directors. So we're happy to have him along as another one of our amazing leaders. Kaiser is not only one of Walnut Creek's largest employers, but they're also deeply committed to their members' health and well-being, and they're at the forefront of the movement to address housing insecurity because they understand profoundly and deeply the connection between health and housing. And now, of course, this connection is not new, but the pandemic has certainly brought all those issues to the forefront. Home, as you've heard many people say, home is more than the four walls and the roof over your head. We're honored to have Kaiser Permanente with us and shovel in hand and our shared commitment to building a community that thrives. I'm happy to have welcome Chris up here, representing both Habitat's Board of Directors and the robust support of Kaiser Permanente's Diablo service area. Chris?
Thank you, Janice. You know, it's funny with this. I've only been up here less than a year, and I came up in I think it was the end of the third surge, and now we're in the fourth surge, and so haven't been out much into the community. But before this, I was working with Kaiser Permanente in Santa Clara, and I was there while they were building Levi Stadium. And I was presenting to a group at Levi Stadium and talking about how great the stadium was going to be and the 49ers and all this stuff. And sure enough, a plane, if you've been there, you know, it was right in the flight path. And the plane was coming over and nobody could hear, and I had to wait. And I said, okay, we've got this time. So that only happens when the Seahawks have the ball. So, you know, this is a special project, obviously for all of us, but for me personally, as a major employer in the area, I was out rounding in the hospital, and a young kid came up. He worked in environmental services, that's housekeeping, and he asked me, Chris, when is Kaiser Permanente going to build a hospital? And he named the community, and I said, I thought to myself, I know I've heard that, and it's a long way away, and it's a small community. And I said, I chuckled to myself, and I told him, I said, you know, funny thing about building hospitals, you got to have people around to build a hospital. And he looks at me very seriously and says, well, there's a lot of people moving out here. And at that moment, it occurred to me is that this is where this kid lives. And he's commuting every day. And, you know, we've got to do better. And that's why I'm proud of this organization and being a part of it in this project, is that this being part of the solution. Because, Janice, as you said, Kaiser Permanente, you know, we believe in improving the total health of our communities. And we support partners and programs that inspire, encourage, and create healthy communities for our most vulnerable populations. Our partnership with Habitat for Humanity East Bay Silicon Valley is a testament to our organization's shared goal of building healthier communities and our understanding of the important connection between housing and health. When individuals and families experience housing instability, they are faced with mental and physical stress and are forced to make hard choices about basic life necessities. We strongly believe that housing stability plays a significant role in a person's overall health and well-being. We are proud to partner with Habitat for Humanity East Bay Silicon Valley in creating secure, stable places for people to thrive. We are so excited to build Esperanza Place together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. And I sure hope that Kaiser encourages its employees to apply. We are in your backyard. And wouldn't it be amazing to be able to offer the young man that you spoke to and many others in the hospital system who I know would qualify for these homes. So let's hope. Let's hope. All right, next, I am very proud to introduce somebody who represents the reason that we are all here, the reason that we're all doing this. We don't do this just to build homes or to partner with different collaborators. We do this for people. And the people that we like to serve are our Habitat families. They are our heart, our soul. They are the reason that Habitat does what we do. They're the reason that Habitat partners with everybody around here. They're the reason that we call this neighborhood Esperanza Place, because they give us cause for hope. And we know how much homeownership can mean to a family and the kinds of wonderful and transformational possibilities that are in these 42 families' future. They don't even know it, but it's going to be quite an amazing, wonderful future in their lives and the lives of their children and their families. And we have one of our future homeowners here with us this morning who will be living right here, and that is Tiya Kuma. And she is going to be talking to us about what this morning means to her and her family. So please help me welcome one of our Rockstar Habitat families, Tiya Kuma. Woo!
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here today to share a little story about my family. My name is Tiya. Me and my husband have two beautiful children, a daughter who is 8 years old and a son who is 5 years old. Right now I'm working part-time in retail and my husband is working IT for Kaiser. Currently we live in Oakland near Lake Merritt. It's beautiful. We usually take a walk around the lake and we have a little picnics, but the only problem we have is we live in one-bedroom apartment. So you can imagine how hard that is with two children. When Sonia from Habitat called us to let us know that we are selected to buy a house at Esperanza, we were very excited because this means a lot to us. Our kids can now have a birthday party. We can invite our families for holidays, which we could not do in one-bedroom apartment. So we are very excited and very happy to own a house at Esperanza. Owning a house means a lot to us. Today I actually took the BART to get here. The BART is right here. And that's it. I just want to say thank you for everybody who supports Esperanza Place and Habitat, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiya. You are the reason we are here. And I can't wait to see Tiya on top of a roof. No, I'm just telling you, Tiya, avoid the installation of insulation. On a hot day, and then you take a shower, oh God, it's bad. And even Ben Grubb said, don't do that. Ed did that. I'll never do it again. So, tip. I want to thank everybody once again. A lot of thank yous this morning, and I want you to know how earnest all these thanks are. We would not be here today if it were not for a huge community of people weathering the storm and bringing us to this point. It's really amazing, and I cannot wait to get this community of 42 homes starting to go vertical. I hope you'll all come back and swing a hammer, a paintbrush, well, don't swing a paintbrush, but you know what I'm saying. But we want to bring 42 families home right here to Walnut Creek. Every groundbreaking fills me with optimism because over my many years with Habitat, I've seen the opportunities that come to families who are able to achieve affordable homeownership. I've seen families first-time generationally send their kids to college. I've seen parents go back to college and get their own education. I've seen retirement accounts opened because they have excess funds to do so. I've seen homeowners complete and pay off their mortgage. And I've seen families weather unexpected tumult in life, this pandemic being one of them, and they don't have to worry about not having a safe place for their families to live. That is massive. It reminds me that the future of this neighborhood is indeed true to its name, Esperanza Place. It's a reason to have hope. So, with all of the dignitaries and everything we've said, I hope that you really take it into your heart that this place is about hope, it is about the future, and together we're going to build an amazing, amazing community. So thank you for being here this morning, but we're not done yet. What I'd like to do, you see this lineup over here of gold shovels? Now we're into the pomp and circumstance of a groundbreaking where we actually break the ground. And thank you again. God bless you all.